Hina has updated once more. There are now 2 new characters. This update isn't necessarily new, however, usually when things update, they take a little bit for the characters to be available unranked. Now, you may be thinking, streamer, well, that doesn't apply to you because you don't play any other character except Jupe, and you'd be right. You would 100% be right on that. However, there's still, other people will play the character, so you can see what the character does. So isn't that what you want? Is that not what you want? Welcome to Hina. Ding. Alright. Chat, do I have to dig out Hina's voice? Because I know the sound effects are probably going to be loud. Ah, shit. Alright, here I go digging. I'm looking for Hina's volume output. And my 200 scene captures. Give me a sec. Bro, this could be anywhere. Wait, I found it. I found it. Okay. I have now muted Hina. There we go. Alright. So, I don't know what's changed. Aside from we have characters. Let's take a look at the characters, the new characters. We have Byakuren. What's this? This must be the custom character, right? Hold on. Let's see. Kanako. Reserves the airspace above the touched position. When the turn becomes active, Onbasha is dropped there and slowly moves forward under forced motion. If the Onbasha touches anything, its speed rapidly increases. If it hits Hina-chan, a fixed object or a thrown object, it's destroyed on the spot. I'm not quite sure how that works in practice. Snake shot. Determine the launch position just like a normal ball. When the turn becomes active, a snake projectile is fired straight horizontally from the reserve position. The snake projectile disappears when it hits anything. I'm not really sure about that one either. So we have blonde, we have pink, and we have white. There you go. And Byakuren. Desire's ball. Throw a somewhat powerful bell, not ball, from the side of the screen. If it hits Hina-chan, all status ailments and buffs are removed, and Hina-chan enters the bell-covered state. While in the bell-covered state, Hina-chan will reflect the next thrown object that hits her once only, then the bell-covered state is removed. So it's like a baseball bat? The Fist of Salvation. Passive. The spell cannot be activated during action selection. If enough gauge is available when your turn becomes active, it can be activated once per turn by touching the screen. A fist slams in the touch position and lightly knocks away nearby objects. 1 second later, a massive explosion erupts centered on that location. The touch must be made within 1.5 seconds. So that's a new type of Shizuha. So we got pink. We got black. We got cotton candy. Alright. And then what is this? Launches a light bullet from the side of the screen. The light bullet's speed can be specified, its size can be reduced. Spell surprise. Marks a selected small object with a star, putting it in a surprise state. If an opponent hits a surprise state object with a thrown object, it explodes and disappears. When your turn becomes active, touching the screen causes any surprise state objects that were set at 1 turn ago to explode and disappear. Parsi. Doremi. Medicine. So this character, yeah, so the purpose of this character is that this character exists as kind of a way to include more characters without making a bunch of new characters. So it's a skin suit, and there's 3 characters. So if you see it's a little confusing, I suppose, but you gotta pay attention to the name. But there are a lot of characters. As you know, I play level 72, boys. Level 72. Alright. Let's play some Hina, shall we? Yeah, so we'll have to see how those characters work. We'll have to see how those characters work. Somebody will probably play them. I have a good idea how Byakuren works. It seems like her abilities are Shizuha's kick and the baseball bat, where you have to hit her with the thing. The regular characters, I don't know. It's a neat option. But I actually kind of liked how some characters had legendary skins that were just other characters. Granted, those kind of require certain aspects. Like there's one that turns Chirino into like Letty and Daiose, which makes enough sense. And there's one for Reimu that turns her into On, which really doesn't make that much sense, but it makes enough sense. Hoi yoi yoi. Hoi yoi yoi. Don't forget, there's Super Omega Rare Hinas now that can give you the jackpotty. Hina. What was your plan? What was my plan? You believe Five Guys charges $15 for a cheeseburger? Yes, actually, I can. You probably shouldn't order Five Guys anymore. If you're spending $15 for a single burger, like, you know, you could probably make dinner for 2 days with $15. I'm just saying. You know what a Five Guys burger does? You eat it, and then about 3 hours later, you think, man, I'm hungry. That's what fast food does. Fast food doesn't really do anything. It just, like, it dissolves. There's no nutritional value. And then your body's like, man, I could sure go for some nutritional value right now. And you're like, cool. Guess I just lost, you know, I just spent like $15 on a meal that makes me feel nothing. So, there are so many bonky heads. We both play bad. Plain and simple. I've said this a few times. When I worked at Sobe, like, there were people that would come in and be like, dude, you know how much it costs for like McDonald's? I was like, yeah, dude. Like, McDonald's now costs about as much, if not more, than just doing it yourself. Before, the benefit... I didn't even get to see what she does. The benefit of fast food was that it was quick and cheap. You got it, and it was cheaper, because it wasn't really that great. And you got convenience for it. But now it's like they're charging outrageously for the convenience of it, because they know that people latch onto it. Things like Uber Eats and DoorDash and all that shit. Skip the dishes. There's a bunch of these apps that let you order food straight to your house, and somebody comes and brings the food to you, and it costs like 3 times the amount of the food would be otherwise if you went to get it yourself. And they realize this, that people will still do this. So now when you go to McDonald's and you get your fast food because you don't have time to make anything or you don't want to make anything, they charge a lot and you buy it anyway. And then you eat it and you're like, man, I'm hungry, like 2 hours later. Pain. It is cheaper now to make your own shit. Even then, there's some, like... Even if the maximum amount you do is just turn on your oven and throw something in there, that's still better than ordering from McDonald's. McDonald's. This isn't gonna work, is it? Yeah, it is. I've had fast food is something I don't eat very often to at all anymore, mind you. I'm not gonna say I've never, I just don't eat it ever, but it is something I eat very rarely. That's not to say my current diet is like spectacular or anything like that. Of course, that would be a lie. But it is true that like there was a point in time when you ordered McDonald's because McDonald's was cheap and you were feeling kind of lazy, and that's bullshit, Hina. But now it's not cheap, but you're still feeling lazy. So you're being charged for the convenience, and they know that. Take a Hina. But the thing is that the nutritional value of the fast food hasn't changed, just the price of it. So you're spending even more, and you're getting the same amount out of it that you got before. Can you believe that shit? I can believe nothing. I choose to believe nothing. Alright, watch Hina become Brazilian. Double jump! Shit. She almost made it. That's about to drop another untranslatable word game. He really likes those. He does. And I want to play them, but I can't, because I don't understand them. It's a shame, because the Jupe game did really well. The Jupe game did really, really well, and I can't play it because it's not translatable. Doesn't work. I played the Hina emoji game. That one worked. Man. At least he's still doing this game, right? At least he's still doing stuff for this game, because this game is fun. Wow, Jesus. Watch this. Well, wrong. That was almost the play. Wah, 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 wah. Whoa. Great. Fantastic. You know, you can like break the gem. I don't know how to do it because I can't read Japanese, but you can do it. There's a way to do it. The gem works a little special, or I guess different anyway. Alright. It's gonna hit Kaguya actually. It's fine, it still worked. Go. Go, Hina. I wonder if this game will see every character in it at some point. Either from actually implementing the character, or just from the generic character skin. Because it seems Parsi, Medicine, and Doremi are now guaranteed. Well, maybe not guaranteed, but it's less likely they're going to be their own characters because they fulfill the role of the generic character. But like I said, that generic character thing is going to get a little confusing if you're not paying attention, because there's going to be so many characters' skins, but they're all going to be the same character ability-wise. To be honest, I'm not sure what to do here. I don't know what to do here. Go ahead. Oh, that's gonna get claimed. That's gonna get claimed. What are we doing here? You can't eat her. Ba-dum bum bum bum. Doo-doo-doo-doo. How did that work? I don't understand how that worked. I don't know how that worked, mostly because I wasn't paying attention. Caramel dancing gets hella claimed, boys. Hella claimed. This sounds nice. Turkey. I'm sorry. Did a garbage can and a door just appear, or am I crazy? I don't remember seeing those objects there. Where did those come from? Streamer, can you win, please? I have money on this match. I gotcha. I gotcha. However, if you want me to win this next one, I'm afraid things are gonna be a little difficult. They're gonna be a little difficult here. Losing to Satori is so annoying because it's like losing to yourself. There's a wall there, dude. Never mind is when somebody wins and like the first throw, so it doesn't cost you points. Like normally when you lose points, but if somebody wins on like a first turn throw, you don't lose points. And that was kind of the case for a while anyway. It's just now there's an indicator to say like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, see, it says I lose, so I lost points. But when it's never mind, it's just like, all right, whatever. Nothing. The game didn't even get a chance to play, so you just get your participation points. You don't lose any rank points, and then you move on with your life. It just makes it clear that when you get one turned, you don't lose anything. There are some characters that can one turn a lot of maps. Ding, ding. Oh, wow. Come on. Come on, Nimrod. Get out of a game. Get out of a game. I'm trying to play. See, our match went too fast. What? What is that? There's no way that just happened. There's no way that just happened. You can do that? Man. I'm gonna have to remember that. If I play that stage and I go first and I don't do that, well, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Dead game. Dead game, come on. I remember last time I played, I kept getting an error. Like I got banned from the server. I don't know what happened. I couldn't read the error. I couldn't play anymore. I was denied. Oh shit! Omega Hina. Oh fuck. That didn't work. Oh, no! No! My Omega Hina! Wow. I wanted to try coming from the other side, but like I thought I was gonna miss. Maybe I should have risked it anyway because that was the situation that happened. Why does she have cat eyes? Everything moved again. Oh my god. 6 keys is the jackpot. Oh, okay. So that's what the jackpot is. I saw the snake. I didn't see it do anything, but I saw it. I actually just sabotaged. I'm pretty sure I won there, and I sabotaged it, which means now she's gonna jump and go clearly in that hole. Yep. 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 I'm not crying. I'm not crying. Now she's blonde. You can now play as the whole family. Like, every character in Mountain of Faith is in this game. Granted, Shizuha and Minariko are, like, accessories to the stage, but they're in the game. You play as Aya in this game? Wait. Fuck, now I don't remember. Is Aya in this game? Or am I confusing her with another short black-haired character? Is Marasa in this game? Nue's in this game. I'm pretty sure Marasa's in this game. Cha-cha. That snowman is dead. Whoa, 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 she's got wheels! And then she's back to where she belongs. Alright. Fly, Hina. Fly. Oh man. Watch this. Watch this. Perfect! Shizu's her own character. I forgot that Shizuha was a character. Even though probably less than 10 minutes ago I was like, ah, Byakuren has the ability like Shizuha does. So it's just Minariko is not in the game. This guy loves Mountain of Faith. This level looks different. Wow, that's some horse shit. Is there any game that's roster is completed in this one? EOSD, PCB, and IN are definitely not. Mountain of Faith, I think, is the closest. The only one missing as a character is Minariko. And even then, she's in the game. But like every other one, it's a sporadic amount of characters from different places. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna show you how a real juke plays. Come on, come on, Hina! God damn it! Alright, it's fine. Wait, where'd my gem go? Where did my gem go? Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Did it fall up there, or did it just, was it off screen so it didn't count anymore? Alright, watch this. Good. Good. You know what? At least it's another never mind, boys. I'm not losing points because my shots are so good that it lets my opponent, the worst player, by the way, get a free win. So the game's like, damn, your shot was so good that that guy won on his first turn, so we're not going to take points from you. That takes skill, effort, dedication. Fuck. Why do I keep... I don't want to go first if it means I have to set up my opponent to the greatest shot, the easiest shot of their goddamn life. Now watch, as this guy's shot barely makes any progress. Right? Yep, barely any fucking progress. And then my shot sets him up for an easy win. That's Not an easy win, actually. Never mind. Never mind. I lied. I've lied. I've lied. Oh. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Look. You can tell I'm expecting to win when I click the I'm gonna win button. Because I was the player back in the day who their item was the victory cry. Before the victory cry was a universal button everyone could press, it was an item you had to use. And it was my item of choice. We didn't do a very good job. Oh, we are fucking not doing very good here. Wait, make her double jump. Make her double jump. Oh, you can't. You don't have any mana. Fuck. This is it, Luigi. Yes! Hina! Okay. Okay. Whew! Wasn't it Jun's special at first? No. It was an item. It was an item. The victory cry was an item. But they made it a universal mechanic so you could bring items with it. I always brought it as an item. Jun's abilities have always been the same. They just changed a couple times over time. The coin used to be 2 of them. The coin used to be you get 2 of them for the entire round and that's it. Which is a third of the game, actually. Now it's you get as many as you want, but you have to spend meter. You spend more meter. The gem used to be it only activates on the second turn, aka it only activates for your opponent. So you couldn't actually get any real advantage from it. And then they buffed it so that whenever you dropped the gem, Hina would automatically jump, and it was really good. It was a really good micro movement for Hina. And then they changed it again so that it only jumps on turn 1 if it falls below or equal to Hina's position. So it's not as good as it used to be. But when it just activated as soon as you dropped it, that shit was really strong. Cause like you could just win situations. I don't know how to get her out of this. I don't know what to do here. Why is it pink and why is it blue? Hee. Oh, hee, woo. Me, the winner? Surely you jesting. Yes, blurp. Yes. What's your win ratio, streamer? I think it's 53%. I don't know. I think you can actually check that, right? Well, there you go. I have 296 more wins than I have losses. I don't know what that translates to win rate. But I also have a bunch of draws. So, yeah. Play 1,000 games of Hina and I've never lost one. That's not possible. This game is, like, engineered to make you lose. Sometimes. Hina, go. Go, Hina! Hina! That's ridiculous, dude. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, man. We call that... Well, the last time I played this guy, I said exactly what I said. Where I said I was going to make a shot so good, and then he was just going to get a free win off it. and it didn't happen. And then, here we are. Same player, same scenario. My first shot puts Hina all the way next to the hole, and then all he has to do is click 2 buttons. He doesn't even have to use his fucking brain. Doesn't even have to think about it. Hina's in such a prime time spot that he can just go click, click, and win the game. And get all his points. And get a big fat you win on his screen. Wait, they got juke balls? Oh, shit. Wait a minute. I'm customizing right now. Ball. Chen? Brand of jupe. I'm buying that too. Give me the jupe ball. Hina dizzy ball. Okay. New boxes. Komakyo, congratulations on the remake. I'm buying the goo box. Toast. I must customize. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Whoa, Jesus. I didn't realize that was gonna look like that. Go, my jupe. Wait, that's Chen. I forgot. I have the Chen ball right now. That shit cost me a fat fucking 40, bro. I spent so much money on that shit. Huh. Still don't know what you do. Fly. Up, up, and away! Oh. Well, that's a shame. What the fuck? Okay, so the Onbashi is like a super box. It looks like it goes through the floor as well. Oh, that's beans. That's beans. I'm not sure what your plan was, but I'll meet you there. I'll meet you halfway. See? Now we both look stupid. What? I declare second Hina. Excuse me. Why is that shit like stationary? I missed! Good. What are we doing? What are we doing? This is the worst gameplay I've ever seen. I still don't know what your fucking ability does. I'm just assuming the Onbashi is like a super box, where it just falls indefinitely and just takes shit out. Ba-da-dum. Here we go. Fly, Chen. Now is your moment. Is this gonna work? Yeah. Yeah, it is gonna work. I have ranked back up. I've been the same rank for 3 years. Waiter, more komakyo, please. Coming right up. How about a little goo for them pancakes? She did a flip, but that's about all I could accomplish. Oh. Shameful. Oh, shameful. Oh, shameful. Oh, that was bad. That was pretty bad. I don't know who the worst player there was. Come on, come on. He thought what happened to me was gonna happen to him, so he tried to do something else, and then he ended up doing, in his pursuit to avoid what I did, he ended up doing exactly what I did. And that's what happened. A pew 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 pew. What? 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 What just happened? Ha! That didn't work. I don't know what's going on, dude. He's just throwing shit. He's throwing shit. Where's he throwing it from? Hua. Hua. Where? Where? I have a plan. What really tickles the pickle about that one is that you could very clearly see a gap between Hina and the gemstone. But that did not matter. That did not fucking matter. Cha-cha-cha. Man, this is some smooth ass music. Seriously. It's pretty good. Oh god. The screen shakes. My buns ache. Ouch. I see what you're doing, and I raise you one goo. Fuck. She got stuck. The plan was perfect. You son of a bitch, that was my idea. Now here's the thing. I could use the... I'm dropping another one. Yep, because she's gonna jump. I knew it. I knew she was gonna jump. Listen to that. Listen to that last remote. Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice? Don't bother that gem. Didn't I tell you not to do that? Now you fucked everything up. You ruined it. Oh. Whoa. Jabambo. See, now you might be thinking this is my fault. Oh my god, dude, we gotta watch your fucking ball roll down the goddamn angle. Good job. That was not what I had in mind. Chapowie. I don't even know what happened. Here comes the hammer. Isn't it funny how, like, sometimes the stage collapses on itself in a way that makes sense, and then sometimes it collapses like this, and it's, like, just fucking impossible to actually win anymore. Tell me, son. Oh, I have such a good fucking plan. I don't have enough mana for it! Drop it a goo box. Wait. Are you kidding me, Hina? See, that was my idea. That was my idea. And now that I saw how your idea works, I'm gonna try it too. What the fuck, dude? Why didn't you just clear the country mile with that jump? Now what? There you go. The fucking the fucking first jump, dude. The fucking first jump. All I had to do to get her to turn around, but she decided to drop the whole goddamn thing. Not you again. Fuck you. This could work. I mean, it probably won't, but I'm gonna try it. I knew that would happen. I knew that would happen. I knew it. On. Put this man in his place. Give him the words. Give him the banned words. Give him the list of the banned words. Wow, wow. What is Mallcore? I don't fucking know, dude. But doesn't it sound like Mallcore? Yeah, but what is Mallcore? I don't know. But like, doesn't it sound like Mallcore? Doesn't it sound like the kind of shit you'd hear in a mall in the fucking 1900s? But streamer, I wasn't born until 96. I didn't have any cognizant thoughts until 2000. Yeah, me too. But that still doesn't stop me from saying I was born in the 90s, bitch. You had to be there for that 90s aesthetic. I wasn't there. I was only there in body. I wasn't there in spirit. Watch this. What the fuck? I can't believe that worked. Okay. You ever been to the back rooms? Have you ever been somewhere that looks like the back rooms? Yes, streamer, I've been in a hotel before. Yeah. But have you ever been in a hotel where there's like no windows and it's just like saturated yellow lights? Yes, streamer, I've been in a hotel before. Yeah. Streamer, I was born in 2001. Oh, shit. I have the fortune teller cancel a bit. Whoa, shit. The temple. Doon, doon, doon. Doon, doon, doon. I hate this guy. I'm calling Reimu. Let's see who's fucking laughing. Didn't I kill you before? Yes, but I got better. I'm dropping the pot. Okay. I got this. It's a win. It's a victory. Don't you just feel like a loser when shit like this happens? Fucking Jesus, Hina! What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Hina? What are you gonna do? 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 What? That's not what I wanted to do at all! Oh. Fuck! I just stopped myself. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That was great. That was great. That was fantastic. Click. There was an honest attempt to win there on both sides for the entire game, and it just didn't work. You never really see those gaps actually do that. Why does that guitar look like a peanut? Wait, no. Okay, that works. Oh, that was a good idea. That was a good ass idea. Unfortunately for you, this game sucks. You are not rewarded for your creative solutions. You are punished for them. That's not what I wanted to have happen. I don't know how to break the gem. Oops. What are we doing? Shit like this makes me wonder if any of us even know how to play this fucking character. Oh, I'm gonna play my peanut. It's working. One more ought to do it. One more will do it. Don't give up now. You betrayed the code. You betrayed the code. You tried to squeeze a win. You fool. You fool. Oh shit, it's Edwin. It's Edwin. I don't know why he screamed, but okay. I have defeated him. I'm gonna do this. Dude, there's like 5 options in here, and I don't know what any of them say. Wait, is that a medium gemstone? Can I make a giant gemstone? Can I make an even bigger gemstone than that? Well, great. Well, I can't do it now or I'll lose. I hate this game. I hate this fucking stage right now, dude. It is a bigger gemstone. You can make a big one. I don't know what the difference is. What the fuck are we doing? It's my last turn. Okay. What does the big gemstone do? Aside from be bigger, does she jump farther? I didn't even realize I could make a big one. I thought I had 2 sizes. It turns out I have 3. There's 5 options in there. I don't know what the other options do. Now I know the third option is big gemstone. Watch. Normal. Small. Gargantuan. She loves it. She loves it. Wow. How is that fucking gem still there? Bro, I don't even know what to do here. Well. Oh, you're trying to get funky. You're trying to get funky. Well, I can't win from here. So what's this 4th option do? I click, now I shoot. Okay, the 4th option breaks it. What's the 5th option do? I'm learning. I'm gonna forget, but I'm learning. Come on. I'm gonna try option 5 next. I'm gonna try option 5. Option 5 doesn't work. It might have something to do with a gemstone. We're gonna see. Come on, give me some meters so I can do this. I don't have enough fucking meter. I still don't have enough meter. I have enough meter now. Alright. Come on. I gotta figure out what option 5 does. Let me see. Normal, small, big, break. Atode. Okay. Does it break on his turn? It does. So I can delay the break to be on his turn. Okay, now I understand everything. Right, gem's broken. Alright, I get it now. I don't know the differences in the sizes and what they really do, but they are different. I'm about ready to give up here. I don't think we're getting her out of there. Not in 6 turns. Virus and threat protection. Hina, are you a virus? You're definitely a threat. Big stone. Right on Shizu's head. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's good. I have plugged the win con, and you have plugged any form of gameplay for the rest of the match. Okay. We're gonna humor this, huh? I am actually so confident that I win here. I'm so confident I can. Well, I mean, I could have won from there. I can't win now. All right, watch this. Oh, dude. You can't break and place a gemstone at the same time. I'm trying to get her to fall down that little hole. I have no idea what I just did. Okay. Hadouken. Me when I'm going to the mall. Drop a medium. Drop a medium. Yes. Yes. Okay, watch this. Never mind. Never mind. Show's over. Stop watching. Oh. It's gonna work. Yes! What did I tell you? Is this Genso Wonder? Yeah, I thought so. Sounded like Genso Wonder. You know, sometimes I think about that game and I think about playing it again, but I just don't think it's a game that I would be able to, like, fully invest in playing again. From its length to its actual gameplay. But it is a pretty substantial game, I'll give it that. But I don't think I'd be able to play it again. Which is funny because I'm already thinking, I'm over here like, man, I can't wait to play through fucking Fantasy Maiden Wars again. Like that game wasn't 100 hours and I played it for like 5 months. And then like now I'm like thinking, man, I can't wait to play it again. Because I love that game. I actually love that game. I'm waiting till at least after the summer to start it. It'll be different though. The goal, so I'm gonna get the mods to remove the cost limit. I want to bring some of the end game characters for dialogue purposes, and I'm gonna try and get 50 kills with every character for Makrita's MVP award. So it'll be Marissa's story, but I also, I do want to go through the story again, because I like the story of the game quite a lot. So I won't be like skipping cutscenes or skipping animations, because I don't do that. I like watching and enjoying like the entirety of the game. I do that with soccer as well. I don't skip soccer specials because they're awesome. I'm curious to see where like the mods will be by the time I revisit it, but currently the main ones I want to get are, I want to get the one that removes the cost limit. I want to get the one that puts Sakuya's special dodge animation back to the way it was in the original. Because in the original, she stops time and moves, but in the remake, it's just, even though it's called a different name, it works like all like Yomu's and everybody else's after image. I want the one that restores the dialogue for the Kadamas, because they just have dialogue from like the fucking actual games. I think the Evil Eyes also have restored dialogue, a mod, but those are the main ones I want. So it's not gonna be a difficult playthrough, mind you. It's gonna be specifically for like just seeing things again. It will be on normal mode again, but like I said, the goal is to get 50 kills with everybody, which is only really gonna be difficult for characters who show up in the first part of the game. And I didn't do very much with, because by Act 4, pretty much every character in the game by Act 4 has 40 kills under their belt as soon as you start. So I think the only characters I'd have to do a little work for is Iku, who maybe got 1 kill, and maybe Ichiden, who got 2 or 3. But all the others should have enough kills that it won't take that much time. But Kurumi probably has the lowest amount of kills next to Star, Luna, and Sunny. Unless Star, Luna, and Sunny all gain kills in their trio forms. If they all gain 1 kill in trio form, then they're no problem. But Kurumi didn't. Kurumi I did use a bit in places. I just don't think she got kills. Ellie was actually a superstar support defense that I brought a lot. So she was she had everything. I will have to get Makrita's and Miko's kills up. There will be enough enemies for it. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, I will be bringing, specifically I'll be bringing the characters, like I think the plan that we're going with is we're bringing Hiso Tensoku, we're bringing Byakuren, we're bringing Yuka, we're bringing Shinki, and I think we're bringing Mima? I don't know who the last one we're bringing is, but I'm essentially bringing characters from Act 4, plus Yuka, because while she's not technically Act 4, she's not really a permanent unit until the third last chapter of the game. So she has a lot of dialogue with characters. And apparently so do Byakuren, Shinki, and Hiso Tensoku. So that's why I'm bringing them. I'm bringing them because they have, there's a lot of the game they didn't see, and they have dialogue for that I want to see. Other characters have dialogue as well, but apparently, like, some of those characters have a lot more dialogue than others, and that's probably due to the fact that they don't have much dialogue to begin with. Because by the 4th game, a lot of the dialogue ends up being more about, like, groups of characters than individuals, kind of thing. I did want to get Flandre, but, like, Flandre will only have a couple pieces of dialogue. I'm trying to get more out of it than for less. I know that Flandre doesn't join you till midway through chapter 3. Or midway through part 3. So, but like, she probably has dialogue for most of the Scarlet arc, I'd assume. But I'm not sure. It's just a matter of who has the most dialogue. But I'm pretty sure I do want to take Byakuren, Yuka, Shinki, and Hiso Tensoku. And that's part of the reason why I want the cost mod, because the cost mod removes the cost limit, and all of those characters are 3.5, while Shinki is 4. Shinki costs 4. Like, the amount of cost you get to use in the early chapters of the game are between, like, 15 to 20. So, I wouldn't be able to bring anybody. This is also considering that Makrita is a 3.5 unit, and I think Nico's a 2.5 unit. So, like, I won't even have enough cost points available to actually bring characters. So, yeah. So, if I want to both get the dialogue and bring characters to get the 50 kills, I'm gonna need to do that. I will be restricted by the amount of units I'm allowed to bring by the tile set, but not by the cost limit. But like I said, the goal of this that playthrough isn't gonna be, you know, to beat it on a high difficulty. It's just to see the extra stuff. The spreadsheet for his new game plus dialogue for what chapters? Yeah, but I'm not gonna look at that. I'm not gonna look at that, but if there is a character with a very obvious amount of extra dialogue, you know, I would probably read the spreadsheet just after the fact so I could say I've seen everything in the game. Hell, we could probably do a stream of that, just literally just reading the dialogue of, like, the boss dialogue for characters. How big is the sheet? Is the sheet massive? How much, like, because we could probably read all the dialogue in the game, and that would take, like, forever. But we would be able to effectively see all the dialogue. But there's also in-battle dialogue, which differs based on characters. There's a lot of in-battle dialogue that is really cool. Some characters have special dialogue when they get finishing moves on certain bosses. Some of them have dialogue when they start and engage in combat. Like Rumia says everybody smells like something. It's just what chapters they have lines on. But you can only bring 5. You can't bring everybody, right? You can only bring the 5, so like I'm basically just bringing the characters. I'm bringing the characters for the sake of seeing the dialogue. You can bring 6. Was it 6? I thought it was 5. Okay, then who am I bringing? Who are the last 2 that I'm bringing? Should I bring Tenchi? Should I bring Yorihime? Don't answer that. Whee! As far as boss characters that you get in Act 4 are concerned, you get Yorihime, Toyohime, and Tenchi. As well as Yumeko. Yumeko definitely counts as a boss character. That character is absolutely cracked. But I don't know if she'll have much dialogue because she's, you know, she's a PC98 character. That's just how she be. So I guess it's probably just a matter of preference. Or for dialogue. Because I'd like to bring Flandre for dialogue, but I don't think she has much dialogue. But I like Tenchi, so I would bring Tenchi if Tenchi has a bunch of dialogue. Whoa. Maybe Mima, Would Mima have a lot of dialogue? Do you think Mima would have a lot of dialogue? It seems like Mima would have dialogue. Just based on the fact that she's also like Yuka, and where she's not really in the game after a certain point. She's only there for the Imperishable Night arc. And then she doesn't come back until like the last 5 or so chapters. Because she's got the... no, sorry. She's in a little more than that. Because she shows up in Makai. And that's where she gets her final move. Mima doesn't have a lot of options, per se, but they're all very strong. Well, I guess it's just a matter of, like... It's a matter of preference. Because some characters, like Rumia, are present in basically every chapter. So there's no reason to bring her. So I specifically want to bring characters who don't join until near the end of the game. Because they're the most likely to have New Game Plus dialogue, because they won't be present during those parts of the story. So that's why Flandre seems like a good pick. But also, I guess, so do the Moon Sisters. But at the same time, the Moon Sisters probably don't have a lot of dialogue outside of the Imperishable Night arc itself. Because how much would they care about anything else? Bringing Rumia, let you have her final attack right away. That doesn't matter because the game already gives you her final attack really early in the complete box. Great. Normally she doesn't learn her final move until part 4, but she gets it earlier. And remember, this is New Game Plus, chat. So because this is New Game Plus, my Rumia is going to be maxed out. So, like, she doesn't really need much else. I fucked up. She's going to be the superpowered Rumia that kills everything anyway. Alright, so we're both really fucking good at this game. There we go. One of us did it. I'll have to invest my points in a second character. Who's my second character? How about I make Super Goo? Save my points for Goo. Al's intention be worth it for the moves? Maybe Yukari. I didn't really use Yukari. Yukari and Yuyiko are good characters, but I pretty much only brought them a couple times. Alice would be great to have her moves. Tenchi's moveset is fine, even without her giant fuck-off laser. She still has other options that are good. I guess you could bring Reimu and Marissa, but, like, they're gonna be present in nearly every chapter anyway. The difference is they'll have their moves. Pay as utility to bring early to get more stuff. I don't think that matters, because I don't think I need the additional points. The additional points aren't really relevant, because I kind of already have enough to beat the game, and I'm going to be entering in a state where I had already beaten the game, and I'm going to be able to increase stats beyond what they were when I already beat the game, and I'm going to have units that are going to be better, and I'm going to have endgame units in early game chapters. You know, it's like I said, it's gonna be a more casual playthrough for sure. I'm holding out hope that at some point a randomizer gets made for it, but I'd love to take a crack at like a hard mode for it at some point. I already plan on bringing Hiso Tensoku, yeah. Don't worry about that. Hiso Tensoku, Shinki, Yuka, and Byakuren are non-negotiable. Those 4 I'm bringing regardless. I'm just not sure who to bring for the other 2. Oh, right. Reimu and Marissa. I forgot that Reimu and Marissa get a final combo attack in the second last chapter of the game. Yeah, so I'm bringing those 4, but I want to bring... The last 2 I want to bring them based on dialogue more than anything. I just need to know who has the most plentiful dialogue. Kogasa. Are you sure? You think she would have dialogue? What about Squishy? Oh, what about Oku? What about Oku? Do you think Oku would have dialogue? Oku would probably have dialogue with herself during the final chapter of part 3. Kogasa does join late, yes. Kogasa and Medicine both join. Who's the other character? Who's the other character, chat? That's a 3-point chapter breakup where you have 3 characters that get broken up. You have Kogasa, you get Medicine. Oh, the other one's Nue, right? The other one's Nue. That's the final confrontation with Nue. Does Nue have dialogue? Or is Nue pretty standard? Yeah, those ones you do them in order. But you have wow, nice shot. You do the order, the units are broken into groups of 3. It'll be fun to do that. There's still plenty of time. I still have to look into how to get the mods to work. I also gotta be careful I don't erase my save data. I don't know how to really do all that, which is why I'm worried about it. But it's necessary that I figure out how to get those mods working because, like I said, I do need the cost mod in there at the very least, because without that, it's gonna be very complicated to get everything I want on one run. Is there a way to see, like, can you control F a character's name and just see how many New Game Plus dialogues they have? Can you do that to check so we could just pick based on who has the most? There's a YouTube video for it. Okay, that's convenient. I probably won't fuck that up. That was a pretty good shot, wasn't it? Yeah, I do think so. I'm just curious to see what more mods are kind of made for it. Also, I don't have to do the bonus chapters again, which is nice. The Miko one was cute. I thought the Miko one was cute. The Sakuya one was... honestly, some of those maps were kind of bad. I didn't really like the Sakuya chapter. And the Return to the Moon bonus chapter was whatever. That was whatever. But I like Miko and I like Makuta. I think they're pretty neat characters. And I'm interested to see more of their perspective during the events. I like the idea of the New Game Plus a lot as well. How it's the entire game again, but it's a recollection. And it's Makuta and Miko kind of seen from the memories of those who participated, how events went down in the game. And they offer their own commentary on different parts of it. As well as with the other characters you can bring into the dream as well are the real counterparts to the dream. So that's why they can have comments with their dream versions. The game honestly just has a lot of polish and a very large amount of like ideas. It feels like it's the kind of game that would really suffer from scope creep. They would just do so much and then they would never actually finish the fucking game. But the game manages to have as much as it does, and it still is a complete game. It's very impressive. Will we ever get a sequel? No. I didn't even bother with the Yorihime fight. I didn't bother with that. There was no point in doing that. No achievement. I do not want to fight a cheater character at a cheater level with cheater abilities. I did the cut-ins, or I did the main chapter of that, where I let her boost up, and that map took like 5 hours. That map took like 5 fucking hours. I had to come back to it to finish it, because I was being so meticulous with my decisions, and who's attacking, and like, it just, everything took forever. But I did beat her. I beat her with everything that I had at her maximum strength. I captured all the spell cards, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, that map took like 5 hours, so I wasn't doing it again. I wasn't even gonna try to do it again. I did see what she looked like at level 99, and yeah, that shit was probably not happening. That's the kind of thing that you need to know exactly how to play that game. Specifically how to play that matchup to actually win. Oh, Hina. What a good game. Soon, chat. Soon. When? I don't know. I don't think there was a way to include the 10 Desires characters. They would have been extremely shoehorned into the story in some capacity, and it wouldn't have really made a lot of sense for them. Like, they don't have, like, the thing is that the plot of the game since PCB was leading towards UFO. So, like, UFO was kind of like the conclusionary. Like, we knew kind of from, not the start, mind you, but we knew basically from the start that UFO was going to be like the penultimate chapter. That was going to be the final main game, because you meet Sho and Nazun early on, and a lot of the game is built around, like, preparing for UFO's story to go. Because UFO, you don't actually fight, like, any of the characters in UFO. Marasa joins your team as the captain. Ichiden is also on the ship. Nazarene and Sho are with you as well since PCB. You do fight Kogasa, but she's not relevant to UFO as UFO. And you fight Nue multiple times because she's getting in your way. But for the most part, UFO is kind of stretched among every single chapter in various ways until eventually you go to Makai and you get a little bit of Toho 5 before you get the penultimate you get the final of UFO, which is the Byakuren ceiling. And you don't fight Byakuren, you fight Shinki. So the conclusion of UFO is actually the conclusion of Mystic Square. So the only UFO characters you actually fight in that game are Kogasa and Nue. You don't fight anyone at the temple at any point. They always fight with you. But you do fight you do fight Nue a couple times. You fight Nue a couple times, but UFO, like, the reason why UFO works the way it does is because so many of the characters involved aren't just progress to stage, fight boss, move on. You're actively working with the characters to get to Byakuren. So it makes more sense for it to be scattered out like that. And like I said, you get to the end, they finally get the pagoda, they go to Makai. So you get a combination of the end of UFO with Mystic Square. You also get a little bit of Scarlet with a Rhapsody. You get a little bit of Scarlet with a Rhapsody at the beginning with Iku and Tenchi. And you also get a couple mishmash chapters with Kogasa, Medicine, and concluding with Nue. So you get the extra stage of UFO, you get stage 2 of UFO, and you get the remaining stage of Toho 9. Because Aya's there, but she's more akin to Toho 10, with Toho 10's roster, with Toho 10's plot, which is the first half of Game 2. Komachi's there from the beginning of Game 2 because of Sakuya. And Eiki also shows up at near the beginning of Part 4 as well. That's a question, chat. How's Eiki's New Game Plus dialogue? Does Eiki have New Game Plus dialogue? So she's in that one. She's in that one, and then again and you also have Yuka, Yuka's less about Toho 9 and more about, like, Toho 4 and just her character in general, right? Toho 4 and 5. So Medicine just kind of gets kind of a bonus chapter of sorts to get in there, and then Toho 9 is concluded in that way. But Toho 9 is a weird one because Toho 9 only effectively has, like, 2 stages. It effectively only has, like, 2 stages. And even then, I don't really know if you call Eiki's stage, like, because the thing is that the whole POFV thing with the 60-year recycle actually does happen in the 4th game. You see it happen, but it's not the plot. It's like a side thing that does happen, and Eiki is in that game, Medicine's in that game. But Toho 9 isn't really like a plot line. It is a happening that happens. But as you know, with Fantasy Maiden Wars, the game order goes 6, 10, 7, 8, Silent Sinner in blue, 11, 10.5. There is a chapter in there for Suika somewhere. I don't remember where it is, though. Mm. Hmm. But they do cover the fighting games. They cover the spin-offs. It's pretty cool, actually, the way they kind of put them all together. But they don't necessarily play out in that order. Because, like I said, the plot of Touhou 10 happens before PCB. That's the first plot. And then Touhou 8 happens after Touhou 7, but then Touhou 11 happens. And Touhou 12 is happening the whole time, effectively, until the end, which it turns into Touhou 5 more than it turns into Touhou 12. And then you get the final chapter in the Dream World, which is the original content. That's the original content for the bosses that have been built up. The big boss who's been being built up the entire course of the game. So why was I talking about any of this? I was talking about this because 10 Desires cannot realistically be included because there was no way to really include them naturally. You know Hatate's in the game, right? Hatate's in the game, but she just kind of appears. She goes, "Hey guys, can I join?" And they're like, "Who are you?" And Aya's like, "Oh, it's Hatate. Hi, how you doing, Hatate?" And then Hatate is now a character you can use on your team. Yeah, Hatate was not originally planned, but she just kind of made it in there. She made it in there a little sporadically, but she is in there. She is in there. But 10 Desires, you wouldn't be able to do that. There was no... I don't think there was any way to incorporate the entire game's plot, or even a fraction of the plot, in a meaningful way at the end of the game, without just getting in the way of the amount of chapters you want to have for the final chapter. So as a result, the Touhou 13 basically can't happen. Now, the thing is, Touhou 13 can happen at this point in a sequel game. You could definitely start a sequel game with the plot of Touhou 13. And you can go into Touhou 14, and you can go into Touhou 15, and you can go into the... Like, you can combine the stories like that. Unfortunately, actually getting a team together to make up a sequel to that game, that's, well... Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's coming, boys. I don't think it's coming. It'd be nice if it did, but it's not happening. This isn't gonna fall through, which means this is the optimal play. She's drinking water. Thick water. Oh, right, my gemstone. I forgot my gemstone. Oy-ya. Guh. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but the amount of people required to make a sequel for that game, the amount of effort that would be required to make a game that stands up to its predecessor, that's just, that's unlikely, boys. It's unlikely. Stretch it across four different chapters. Create a new final villain. Can't do it. I mean, to be fair, they worked on that game for, like, the better part of a decade, right? Like, that game was made in increments, and then they made the complete box, which, like, fixed up everything for the game, the final of the game. Like, they were working on that game for a decade. The game as a whole, I should say. Crazy. Yeah, Doremi gets a small shout out. Doremi gets a small shout out because she was revealed as a new character in Touhou lore. And when the game that was supposed to finally reveal that the final OC boss was a Baku. And then Doremi did it first. And they're like, fuck. We built that up for 8 years, boys. 8 years. Well, 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 look who it is. It's the Baku who stole the show. Is that the light bullet? I don't even know what it did. I don't even know what it did. Never mind. It would be great to have a sequel. It would be great to have a sequel, but yeah, it's not a one-man effort, but like it's hard nowadays to commit to. It's hard to commit to projects of that size. That was crazy. That was crazy. In the early 2000s, it was a lot easier to just make shit for fun and maybe make a small profit on the side and be okay. But now you don't really have a lot of time to put that much time and effort into something. Because if it fails, and it's like, well, there she goes. But like, think about how in the early 2000s there were tons of like fucking music groups making songs, making animated videos for their songs, and they were just making that shit for fun. Like, YouTube used to not be monetized. You just made shit for fun and uploaded it. And some of those people got big enough from just doing shit for fun that they could actually sustain doing it as a career. That's great. Truly. But now it's a lot harder to do that. It's harder to just do it for fun, I suppose. But you can't really go into it for profit, because when you try to go over it for profit, you're going to be miserable. So yeah, it's just a lot harder to invest free time into like random passion projects. But at the same time, there are a lot more resources available to like learn how to do things. So it's not the resources anymore. It's the amount of time investment. You need to be able to have enough time to put into these things, but also you need to be able to make enough money on the side that you'll be okay. Because if you put all your eggs in a product and that product fails, financially speaking, it fails, well, you don't have any money to show for your time. Well, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? And like I said, there's now a lot more resources available for people to make shit. For better or for worse. There's a lot more options on the market. There's tons of games you can play. Some of them are really, really bad. Some of them are extremely bad. But people can just make shit. You can just make whatever the fuck you want. The quality of it is very varied. Yeah, it's hard to stand out. It is an era where there's so many games that if somebody's struggling with your game, instead of actually gritting their teeth and trying, they're just gonna move on to the next game. Unless you have built up a pre-established, like, understanding of your game, like how Souls games are. There's an understanding with Souls games that they're designed the way they are, so people understand that going into it. But there are other games where you could try to play them and they try to be Souls-like and they're not as solid or they're not as enjoyable or whatever other thing you can think of. So then instead of actually sticking with it, you just kind of stop playing it because it's, you know, even though it tries to do something similar to a game that's allowed to do it, it's because that game had built up a reputation that it can get away with that. It's hard. Sometimes people do break through and they do end up making products that are commercially successful, and it's great. The guy who made Balatro, for example, that game was a smashing hit. the guys that made Vampire Survivors, that game, smashing hit. Like, Vampire Survivors, as far as I know, was a relatively new genre. And if it wasn't, then I don't remember any other game being like it. And Vampire Survivors was huge. Balatro wasn't exactly a new genre, but it was a different style of an existing genre. And Balatro spawned a bunch of different games that tried to do, like, what Balatro did. They turned traditional, like, playing games into roguelites. There were all kinds of them for different, like, for different things. So some of these things succeed and some of them don't. Sometimes a game gets advertised to us and people play it for a couple days and then you forget the game even existed. There are games that you probably have completely forgotten about their existence because, well, they were advertised like once, people played them for a little bit, and then nobody played them anymore. And it's like, man, that's how fast people consume. It's kind of crazy. But stream culture is kind of to blame for that as well. Streamers want to be the first ones to play new games. Because they're new games, that's gonna attract a lot of attention, right? Especially if you're somebody who's known for that series, that genre, etc., etc. Ow. Right? So what happens is these people play these games for like 8 hours a day, and then they stop, and then they play for 8 more hours the next day, and they basically grind into dust. They just this is their job though. They stream these games for 8 hours a day, maybe 10 hours, 12 hours a day. They basically stream the game all day, go to bed, come back, stream it again. They do this for a couple days straight. Then they beat the main story. They go for achievements. Some people speed run them based on the game. And then after about a week, no one's playing it anymore. The content has been exhausted and the novelty of it has worn out. Everybody has their playthroughs up. And that's it. It's done. Then the game disappears and you forget about it even existing. Highguard's different because Highguard actually just got removed from being a video game within a couple weeks. That one wasn't successful. But I'm talking about games that, like, were fine. Like Pragmata. Like, Pragmata wasn't bad. Pragmata seemed pretty good. And so people played it for 10 hours straight, and then they went to bed, and then they did it again, and then they beat it, and they got all the achievements, and did all the bonus content, and then they moved on to the next game. And now Pragmata is something that, when I say that, you think, oh yeah, that was a game, wasn't it? I forgot about that game. Of course you did. You're free to enjoy games at your own leisure, of course, but what I'm saying is that it's kind of like a standard practice for full-time streamers to get a new game and to play it for so many hours in a day and just pretty much exhaust all possible content out of the game if they can, siphon it, and then just move on. And then nobody's playing the game anymore because, well, there's nothing else in the game to really, like, play. People just move on to the next thing really fast. So games that have a bunch of hype, or you think about, they get everything done in a week. Games that take years to make get finished within a week, and then you don't really see them anymore. Outside of speedruns, I guess, but it really depends. Mutagenics. Yeah. Some people were playing Mutagenics for months straight. Legitimately, some people were playing Mutagenics every day for multiple hours a day for weeks to 100% it. People were racing to 100% that game. And the result, it's done. It's over. Now no one's playing it. No one plays Mutagenics anymore. It's done. It's over. Goodbye. Stellar Blade? Yeah. Stellar Blade was was controversy, and then it was finished, and then whatever. Now it's getting a sequel. Now it's getting a sequel. So this happens a lot. But this is just how the market goes. Some people have all-time classics that they return to, of course. Some classic games have randomizers, decomps, quality of life features, mods, hacks, all kinds of different things to make the playing experience feel different from what it used to be. Newer games don't really have that. You get what you get. Go, Hina, go. Go, Hina, go. Go, Hina, go. Chen! Mods do a lot for games. I mean, look at Lethal Company, right? Lethal Company had such a massive modding scene that there was so much new shit being added to the game. So while there was a drought in actual official content, there were so many mods that made the game more, like, fresh. Of varying quality, of course, but they're mods. So they do what they can. But also, there's lots of mods and hacks of, like, games that we grew up with because people understand the tools and they know how to adjust things. So, and randomizers as well. Like, there's so many different Pokemon fan games that exist, and you can just play Pokemon. You can play so many different Pokemon versions effectively because there's so many different types of Pokemon games, all the way up to Gen 7. Like, there are Gen 7 hacks. Like, that's how far Pokemon games go. You want a Gen 1 hack, you want a Gen 7 hack, or anything in the middle, you can have it. You can play Pokemon so many different ways. But that's just an example. Castlevania games too, especially Dawn of Sorrow, has so many playable character mods that can spice up how you play the game. Like, there's just so many different ways to play the games, like these games. But with newer games, you're pretty limited on what you can do. Not that it's unexpected, but yeah. I guess it just depends. I guess it just depends how you look at it, right? Oh, it's my turn, my bad. Kani. Money! I'm not really saying it's a good or a bad thing, mind you. I don't think it's fair to say it's a good or a bad thing, but I think it's just acknowledging that the situation is. Like, there are times when you see a streamer that you watch and they play like a classic game and you kind of pog a little bit. Like, to use an example, just last night, I watched Joel play Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing's not a game that I really grew up with. I did have it, but it wasn't really a game of my childhood. But I know there's probably some people who are like, oh shit, Joey playing Diddy Kong Racing? Poogie, right? And it's like, you're excited to see these people that you like watching play older games. But then they play like a newer game and you're like, whatever. I don't care. Maybe it's just because I like the style of streaming, but I do think that some streamers, like variety streamers, you want to see them play older games. Or maybe that's just me. That might just be me, actually. I'm not saying that new games are bad. Definitely not saying new game bad or anything like that. I'm just acknowledging that new games usually get about a week, maybe 5 days if they're lucky, to exist, and people play them. Oh, I remember another one. Chat, do you remember that game where you play as that guy on the sun planet? What the fuck was that game called? Oh my god, what was that game called? Do you remember that game? You play as this dude and it's like a fucking 3D Danmaku game, and it's like roguelike, and there was a bunch of ads for it on Twitch. What the fuck was that game called? Somebody help me out here. What the fuck was that game called? Do you see how hard it is for me to describe what this game is? No, Megabong is no. Saros, yes! Yes! That's it. Saros, yes, that's the one. That's the one. That game, I kept getting ads for it. It came out. Some streamers that I follow were playing it for, again, 10, 12 hours a day. They finished the super hard difficulty and within a week, and then the game disappeared. And I forgot the game existed. I just completely forgot the game existed. That's a me issue, I'm sure, but like, that's what I mean by the rapid consumption of content for these types of things. Is it comes and goes so quickly. But like, do you honestly have time to sit and watch a stream for 8 to 10 hours a day to consume product vicariously through a streamer? Not really. I think that's why retro games do so well for variety in places, because like those types of games people like, it's when the person has a personality you like, you want to see them play the games that you like because you want to combine your interests in that way. But there's a lot of really bad old games. Streaming seems difficult, you know? I don't know how else to say it. Streaming just seems difficult. I don't know what streamers who stream 8 to 10 hours a day like actually do in their spare time. I only stream for 5 hours, and even then sometimes I think that's too much. Oh, she's stuck. You remember the food you consumed 3 days ago? Yes, because it's the same food I've consumed in the last 5 days. People obviously have different preferences for what they want to watch, of course. Currently, Mecha Chameleon's kind of like the game. That game is always running somewhere. People really like that game. That's the latest friend slop game. How about 6 months from now? I will remember what I have eaten 6 months from now, yes. I will remember. Not specifically, but I will remember what I ate. Because I eat the same thing every day. People still play Subnautica. I saw that shit ever for 2 weeks and never again. It's early access. Subnautica 2 was early access. That's why you saw people stop playing it. They got to the end of the early access content. I just think that, like, we're just ravenous consumers, you know? We just consume. We consume too fast that we can't be, like, substantiated. Some people can be substantiated on playing the same game, like, forever. Some people only play, like, one fucking game. Wow. Some people only play like one game. They're speedrunners, of course, but like there are some people like they just, you know, they can also just do randomizers of the same game over and over and over again. There's a dude I know that likes to do like Castlevania randomizers, and he just does Castlevania randomizers a lot. And that's kind of his main thing that he streams, is he streams a lot of Castlevania randomizers for different settings. And you can get a lot of mileage out of just playing like the Castlevania games like that, right? Like Pal World. Yeah, Pal World's out of early access too. I don't really want to play it, but like, it's there. It's there, boys. It's there. Bum ba da dum bum bum. Fly, Hina. Oi, oi, oi. But no, I do think that we have consumption rates. I mean, to use art as an example, artists spend a lot of time on a piece, and then somebody looks at it for 3 seconds. So, you know, you spend so much time on something, and then somebody just goes neat, and then moves on, and that's just how it goes. You make a game, you write a story, you do anything. The creative process is infinitely longer than the consumption process, which is why when you make something and consumption happens, and they're like, all right, when's more? When's more? I want more. When's more? It's like when a streamer streams a game, and it's like, all right, I'll play more later. And then you just, when are you gonna do this? Play more of this. When's more of this? Like, relax, bro. Like the ravenous consumers. And that's not even a creative endeavor, because that's effectively demanding. You're demanding your streamer to consume so you can consume. So it's just a thing to keep in mind. Like, you do spend a lot of time and effort into making something, which is why they tell you to enjoy the process, because you're gonna be fucking real intimate with the fucking process. But the long and short of it is that if you do post it on like social media or something, someone's probably gonna look at it for 5 seconds maximum, if you're lucky, and that's the end of that. It's really interesting, a paradox though, because it's like you have this idea that, like, oh, if I do something and it's bad and I show it to the world, they're gonna tell me it's bad. So therefore I won't do it because it will be bad, or I won't show it because it will be bad. But then at the same time, if you were to spend hours on something to make something really good, and it looks really good, and you're very proud of it, and you post it, it kind of gets the same reception. Obviously not one-to-one, but it actually does, it does get relatively the same perception. Someone looks at it, they go, neat, maybe, and then they move on with their life and probably forget. Whereas if you posted something really bad, somebody might look at it and go, huh, and then move on with their life. You know, it really is that simple sometimes. The world is a simple place. Also, when you fail, do you remember your failure 3 days later? Probably not. Can you remember every single image you've ever drawn, streamer? No, I can't. There's a lot in there that I probably have forgotten that I have drawn. And there's probably some in there that I think turned out really poorly, but they're gone from my mind. How does it all work? I don't know. How does it all work? What a mystery. What a mystery it all is. How does it all work? How do we convince ourselves of things being one way to the other? She ate my goddamn... ate my cat. Don't eat my fucking cat. I'm in Glarp Town. Population me. Oh, my eyeball hurts. I really need to be more comfortable with failure. See, it's interesting because a lot of the time when I play a game, I don't really care that much. If I fuck up, I just make a stupid noise, and then I try again. But, like, for art, it's like if I fuck up, then it's like I've failed. As a human being, I failed. That didn't work. Why is that? Why can't I just, like, draw something bad and laugh at it? Like I would if I played Dark Souls and died to the same boss 7 times in a row. Why is it that drawing a picture and not having it turn out well is like life-ending sadness, but I can play like Dark Souls and I can get fucking slapped up 7 times in a row and just go ah brr, and just, you know, try again and be like, all right, I got it this time. Like, what's the difference? Genuinely, what is the difference between one or the other? I don't understand why I can view one the way I can and the other one I can't. Why did the door just disappear? I don't get it, man. Watch this. Oh, watch this. Watch this. Fuck. Never mind. Stop watching, bitch. Stop watching. Ours are more important than Dark Souls. Yeah, but like, at the same time, it really, really sucks when, like, the reason why it works for Dark Souls is because when you lose, you learn. You got hit by this attack? Okay, now you know that it does that attack. Now you know what to look for. You learn as you lose, and it just happens naturally. And that's what's supposed to happen with art as well. You learn as you lose. But for some reason, the brain is fixated that losing is failure, irredeemable failure. You're not allowed to lose. When you lose, you make mistakes, you see what went wrong, you can fix it. But I don't offer myself that level of like allowance for art where I would with a video game, and I don't really know why. And it's a bad thing. Because as I said, the result is if something doesn't turn out exactly the way I want it to, which is basically a masterpiece, then it's not good. And it's like, well, that's great. I love spending 2.5 hours of my life on something and thinking, wow, that's not very good. Can't enjoy anything. Can't enjoy anything. How do you reset your brain? Chat, can I give myself a lobotomy? Can I give myself amnesia? Can I reset the way my brain thinks about things so I can, like, turn the wires so I can look at art in a completely different manner? Is it too late for me? Seriously, though. Like, seriously. There's a very obvious difference in how I view one thing over the other. Whereas, like, I can play video games, and I like playing video games, and I can get good at video games, because I just play them, and I get better at them, and I enjoy playing them, so I don't mind when I lose, because I can try again, right? But it's not like that for art. If I could do that for art, it would be great. If I could view art the exact same way I view a video game, where I play, I start, I lose, I learn what I did wrong, and then I keep playing. But instead of keep playing, I think, man, this is glorp shit, and then I cry. And then I glorp cry. Like that. God damn it. God damn it! The worst part about that was that was exactly what I was doing. Read art and fear book. Fear book. Fear book. I don't need a visual reminder on how much better I have become versus when I started. That isn't the issue. I just have trouble seeing the positives in my own work. I get critique from Slash. I get critique from him whenever I finish something on stream. I don't post anywhere. I only post to him. And every time it's usually the same story where it's like, all right, here's like, I'm not satisfied, here's issues I see in my own work, and then he can see a bunch of things that are done well, and it's like, oh, that's good to hear that I'm doing things right, but like, I don't see the same thing. I just don't see the same thing. I have trouble viewing my own work like positively, and it's kind of like, well, I can't even acknowledge what I'm doing right. That's kind of bad. It's very obvious that I'm better at what I can do from when I started, because when I started, I couldn't even draw a straight line. That's a pretty fucking big difference. But I'm still not where I want to be. But like I said, the issue is I don't have a... I have a hard time just appreciating where I'm at and working towards improving, because I feel stuck a lot of the time. Perfectionism is something that I still haven't been able to get over entirely. I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. I try, but there's always something going on in there. Oh no, Hina. I need to order some sketchbooks. It's been a problem of mine for a long time, chat. It's been a problem that has stifled my my growth significantly. So, you know, I'm aware of it. I just don't know what to do about it. That's kind of the issue. That's kind of the issue. Some people can make a lot more progress in a smaller amount of time because they, well, I mean, I wouldn't say it isn't that they don't know what to do, it's that they have a better mindset to it and know how to do it. And as a result, they put more time into the things they need to put into. And they learn faster because they have more, they're just more effective and efficient. You could say they want it more, but I don't even think it's a matter of that. I just think it's being smarter. Like, there's people that will start drawing a lot earlier than me, and they'll actually be working towards full pieces earlier on, and they're not going to look good, but they're doing everything out the gate, and they're learning everything as they go and improving. Me, I didn't really touch color for like years. Like, color terrifies me, and now color is still terrifying, but I have about as much experience with color as somebody like just starting has with color, and that therein lies some of the problem. Therein lies some of the problem. Remember when PewDiePie posted that he did art for 30 days? And it looked pretty good? And it definitely caused some grief. Some people weren't very happy about that. They're like, man, what the fuck? Why is he so much better than me? He's only been doing it for 30 days. Because he did it right. Right enough, I should say. It's frustrating to see that when you put more time into it but aren't as good because, well, it depends on how... It's not about the amount of time, necessarily. It's about what exactly it is you're doing. I wish I could enjoy the process. I find it hard to enjoy the process. I want to enjoy the process. Just make something stupid, you know? Just make something stupid and not have to worry about it looking like good. But not like assume that because I drew something bad that it has marked me as a failure. What an unfortunate situation we find ourselves in. Eh, boys? Why can't I do that? I don't know. Why can't I do that indeed? This isn't gonna work. No, I knew that was gonna happen. She's not gonna jump. Yeah. How do you turn your brain off? How do you just like turn your brain off and do something and not care about like how it looks and just do it? How do you do that? Gardic? Gardic seems like it'd be fine, but I don't think it would really address the issue. Because, like, yeah, Gardic is a situation where you do just draw whatever and nobody really cares. But, like, it's a different setting. Unless I recreate that kind of setting, I guess. I don't know. Come on, Hina, jump in the hole. In the hole, Hina. That worked. The fear of failure. Not wanting to be perceived as a failure. I know what it is, I just don't know how to stop it. That's the problem. I don't know how to stop it. I'm stretching my back. Wah. Wah-ha-ha. Wah. How do you stop caring about what others think? How do you just do something without caring how others perceive it? How do you do that? How do you kick that bias out of your mind? It's incredible because it happens for things that I don't even show people. I draw something that nobody sees but me, and I still think these things. Like, if somebody saw this, it would not be good. No one's gonna fucking see it. What are you talking about? How do you win? Alright, chat. We'll do one more, and we'll go to the boxes. Here we go! Hoping I'm having a point for one. This is it, Luigi. Damn it. Ooh, eat. Thank you. And we end on a victory. Alright, I got enough for 3 boxes. Let's check out the new skins, boys. New skins? Who's got a new skin? I bet Jupe has a new skin. Manager. Got so many stopwatches. Gammy. Peanut guitar. Nothing for Remy. Nothing for you. Why does Yomu have weird ones? Nothing for Reimu, nothing for Marissa, nothing for Sanae. Oku Fusion. I thought that was a legendary skin. Cat? I don't remember that one. Bikini sounds new. Gentleman. Amesuku. I don't know what that means, but okay. Tea time? Where's PC98, Alice? Ogu? No. Murasa? No. Komachi? No. 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 Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Sleeveless. Oh. Steampunk. Cafe cutie? Nothing new. Nothing. Oh, yeah, that might be new. No, nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. Troubled and snake eyes. Smile. Angie. Idol costume. Jesus Christ. Is that part of the costume? Jupe clothes! Okay, well there's your thumbnail. Sleeveless. My god, dude! How do you get them that big? Alright. Open the box! Bear Hina. Ooh. Final boss. Monster hunting. Ooh, Bear Hina. Got that one. Oh, I don't have this one either. Oh, shit. Use a Kina! Booty. Use another. Jersey. Use another. Okay, use another. Oh, there's the bear one again. There we go. Okay. Same piece. We have bear. Booty. Jersey. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. I clicked the wrong button. Use 3 pieces to unlock. Okay. What's left? Let's see. I'm missing one more. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Dude, I'm only missing 4 legendary outfits. Oh shit. I almost have all the legendary outfits. I'm only missing 4. Idol. Monster Hunty. Vampiric. Dangerous Girl. Student. I'm only gonna use a couple more keys. Dangerous Girl. Drunkard. Solo appearance. Nursika. I got you. I got you. Got you. I got you. Got you. I 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 got you. Alright, use 10 pieces. And it produces cat lingerie. What? Okay. Well, that's probably the final, that's the final jupe one. One more key. Hashiri Inu. Dog. Use 3 piece to unlock. Alright. There we go. That was the last Choop one. So yeah, now we're missing 3 legendary outfits, boys. We've almost cleaned out the legendary box. Oh boy. We grew 1 level. 1 level, boys. 1 level. Hell yeah. Well, next time on Hina. I don't know, man. Once I buy out all the boxes, I'll have to start using keys for emotes. And I'll have to start buying the rest of the shop out. Oh man. I'm gonna buy out all the content, boys. Alright. Thank you for watching Hina for another day. Next time, there will be new Hina. Or well, maybe not new Hina, but you know. Be prepared.